traditional framing, you have to identify all of your locations and make sure all of the studs are straight and true. And then you also have to drill holes through each and every header, fire block, all the way to the top of the perimeter and all the interior walls when you're laying it all out. The beauty of the panels is they're already pre-chased out, and you can eliminate about 2 days worth of drilling holes because it's already been evaluated and predetermined before. So the review of the house prior to and going over the documentation to make sure everything's where you need it saves a lot of time afterwards. And then you can tile your interior walls into that, and it's just so easy. You don't have to worry about any of it. And then the inspectors like it because it's directly centered in the middle of the walls. It's protected from physical damage all the way down. In the electrical code, you have to staple the wires within 6 inches of the box, and then every 4 feet from there. And that's a lot of stapling and time that you have to do running up a lateral of a wall. Adhering all the cabling and stuff, and they have to be separated. You can only do 2 wires per staple all the way up the walls. And this is already encapsulated and protected, and you don't have to strap any of it because it's all inside of that blocking. And so I saved probably 2 days of drilling and 2 days of stapling. The one behind me, this is a 5,500 square foot house. It took me 2 weeks to wire it. It would have took me 3 weeks to do it. And I attribute that to the success of the panels, and it's just so easy to work with. I've had a lot of problems as an electrician. You know, the material is, like you said, not dried all the way, and then it starts twisting and warping. You need to pull the staples out of your wires. The sheetrock will twist, or if your framing's not true and you sheetrock, sometimes I'll sheetrock over your boxes, your electrical boxes, because the walls is just so out of plumb. And I've had to take a 4 or 6 foot level along the wall, and then I know where I put it because I put it in, you know, and I'm like, there's a box there, there's a box there, there's a box there, and then we have to cut them out. Usually the electrician's the last one in to wire. You got the plumbing and the HVAC, and then the electrician comes in. This way, with the SIP roof, you have to kind of predetermine where things are going to go and work with the builder to make sure that you run those wires and have them chased into the panels. Or, like I said, in the pre-planning phase, you can have the chases drilled out where you want them in the center of the room, and then you can drill your hole, chase it up and down. Sometimes if you have a ridge beam or exposed paneling, tongue and groove, whatever, it's a little bit easier because you can hide that stuff in the walls, drill a hole, chase it, cover it. But you just got to have a little bit of forethought. Pre-plan and use the chases. Like there's some areas in this house, they wanted cans, and that's just not possible with the SIP, so you kind of have to fur down those sections you can create a definition, and then you can get the aesthetics of the cans. Surface mount ones now, where you can surface mount them, but you still have to have them drop down. And then if you're wanting a certain pattern, you might have 20 of them in the living room. So you'd have to kind of pre-plan that as well to make sure that they're all along your chases. You could drill through and then drop them through. And then I like to be symmetrical. When you walk in a room, everything's symmetrical according to the size. And then some people just want a ceiling fan right in the middle, and that's it. So it's just preference. You gotta have the ability to kind of translate, like we were talking about. Do you have to drill all these out, or it's already done for you? And the only thing you're having to do is plunge cut for the electrical outlet, fish your wires down. And I kind of correlate that with commercial installation as well, because we run a lot of conduit, and you gotta run all the conduit, strap it all up, and then you gotta put junction boxes, and then you gotta pull wire in it. And I just tell them the conduit's already ran. You're just having to pull the wire, and it kind of clicks. Some of them are like, they just want to stay clear of it because they're afraid, or they just don't know. And these electricians on this job, they were kind of hesitant. They marked it up a little bit, I think, just according to the contractor, but he's hopeful. He's like, I was willing to pay a little bit more for this job to get, to cut their teeth on this. And so far, they're like, this is easy. This is not a problem at all. And so then the next one, it'd be a more competitive price and quicker. So it's been a good baseline. with Brian Henderson in Billings, this was his first SIP home. Perfect example. He's excited about it. He's younger. He loves the new technology. Put the panel and what do we do with this? And I personally walked through with them, and they're like, well, how do you know all this stuff? And I said, well, I'm an electrician, and I've wired these. I built these homes for 15 years, and you learn those tricks of the trade. And I told them the cheapest tool that you own is a cell phone. Call me, and I can walk you through it. It doesn't cost anything. I'm driving down the road. I can answer questions, and then that knowledge transfer is there. And then the next time they feel a little bit more at ease. I met with the trades programs here locally, and they're fresh coming into the trades programs in construction, and they don't know any different. And so you show them a traditional wall, and then you show them a SIPS wall, and you say, hey, in your mind, what would be easier? And the youth and the inexperience of that person, it just tells the truth. They just say, well, all the work's already done. I just stuff a wire in there, and it's done. Well, exactly. So I use that same methodology towards seasoned employees and seasoned contractors and electricians. Like, do you want to sit here with a 1/2-inch hole auger and drill holes all the way from this wall all the way down a 70-foot wall, and then have to come back and still pull the wires through there? Or would you rather just pull the wire in that's already done? And then like the light bulb comes on and go, wow, that's really easy. And like the marks are on the wall, on the floor, they're on the roof. It's pretty straightforward. Yeah, you still have that in the internal walls and the other partitions and stuff like that, but all the guesswork is out of it. And it's been pretty easy to sell. It sells itself. And the other thing is labor shortage too. You know, you don't have as much experience, and then the older generation is retiring. And so you've got to kind of adapt to the conformities of our new society. And it's, you don't have 10 guys on a crew anymore. You got 2 or 3. And if some of that work is already done for you, it's added value automatically.